Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to AUTASTIC Autism Tip Talks with your host, JJ King. Let's talk community support, care, and love for our families dealing with autism. Today, we're going to be talking about sensory and sound. And to understand what sensory and sound is, we understand what sensory is touch, taste, your normal sensories, your sight, your sound, your touch. Those are normal sensory sounds. But today, I really wanted to talk about, the perception and the comparison that we have in our society. So at this time, I'm going to take you to a video because I really want you to see what I'm saying here when it comes to, talking about Superman and how when Superman was young, he had some very, very similar characteristics to some children with autism. And so we celebrate, his development. When we watch the movies, we celebrate his development. Mm-hmm. And we say, wow, he's so young and he can hear everything. He can see through people. He can run fast. He's strong and all stuff. We celebrate those things. But when in comparison to how unique and wonderful our autistic children are, they have sensitivity when it comes to their hearing. Yeah. And we look at them like it's awkward or strange. Yeah. So it is so necessary for us to take the time to really, really, really think about the differences and the perception and comparison that we have when it comes to children, when it comes to, sensory and sound. So I want you to look at this clip real quick of the young Superman. And I want you to really, really get this understanding of what I'm saying here.
I asked if you could tell me who first settled Kansas.
You can see right now that the young Superman is in a panic. He's having an anxiety attack. Mm-hmm. He's not understanding what's going on. Mm-hmm. Many of our young children with autism are also going through things of this nature. Mm-hmm. They don't understand what's going on. All they know is it's a sensory overload, mm-hmm. and they're trying to deal with it the best way that they possibly can. But however, it's very difficult for them. So it's so necessary for you. And I want to continue to go. I want to continue to press forward, and I want to push play again. And I want you to get the fullness of this, because look at his responses, because you will see a lot of these same characteristics when it comes to children with autism.
Are you all right, Clark? Clark?
Now, I want you to understand something. Did you see how Clark began to grab his ears? He began to grab his ears. He began to run. He began to look all around. He was looking for a safe place. He was looking for safety. He was looking for something and someone to help him. And so a lot of times when a child is looking for help in these situations in our communities, they really aren't finding the help that they need. So let's help. I want to really talk about this, and I really want to talk about what is happening and describing the situation. I recall a situation where me and my wife, we went on a cruise, and there was a young lady that sitting having what we would call a sensory overload. And the child, when they were having a sensory overload, really began to start screaming. She was grabbing her ears, and just like Clark was, as a young Superman, and was trying her hardest to get away from situations, trying to get away from things. She was yelling. And the family really looked so embarrassed. They they looked like they were upset. They looked like they didn't know what to do. And it was because we were trying to get off of the ship. Everybody was trying to get off to the ship. And there was a lot of sound. There was a lot of, but then you heard the loud sound of the horn that let everybody know that we had docked. So therefore, and then there was other ships that were leaving. So this child who had sensory overload basically was screaming, yelling, and she was holding on to her ears. And at that time, the parents looked as if they didn't have no idea what to do at this moment. And the people around just kept on moving forward. They kept on just going by, walking by. That brings me to the next slide, where we're talking about the external observer. A person in a shared space not directly connected to the situation or autistic child, but observing within the environment. And a lot of times when a child has autism, right, their responses it's environmental. They're trying to do the best that they possibly can. I remember working in Venice Mill Middle School. I remember working with the special needs children, and some of these children had sensory overload when it comes to sound. And the most beautiful thing about working with special needs, you learn these things, and you're like, wow, But I saw little Superman, little Clark Kent. And some of you, if you're tuning in now, I just showed a video about little Clark Kent and little Superman, who had a sensory overload, similar to those with autism. And sometimes we would, as external observers, we respond in a selfish way, where we will literally just grab hold and keep going on in life. We'll keep on moving forward, keep doing whatever we're doing. But the truth be told is that we will understanding that we are not responding in the right way. So helping them through cutting our phones off, helping them through attempting to, through doing something that is necessary, like trying to lend a hand, trying, help as much as possible, trying to, move forward and power forward, and really, really be that person that's just not an external observer, but also becoming an internal participant. See, because the parents and the friends and the family and stuff like that, they are the internal participants, right? So that's a person that's close to their situation, dealing with the child, family member, caregiver, etc. So the external observer's response is so necessary. It is necessary for you to respond, but respond in a way that's going to be helpful to the family and to the autistic child. Please, if you know that your cell phone is loud, turn your cell phone down. If you know that you're talking loudly and that may impact their sound, start talking quietly. Let's not become selfish and just continue to do what we want to do, but let's try to be impactful and love on these children and love and by demonstration. And the external observers, our response is demonstration and doing exactly what is necessary to help these young children. A tip: determine if you are contributing to noise factors, mobile device, chewing loudly, or conversation. If so, minimize it. Do it and do it now. Let's make a change now. Let's be helpful towards them, helpful towards the families, and let's do it and do it now. In shared spaces, if we all feel as a sense of community to support a family with an autistic child, we will find that everyone's contribution makes a difference. Listen, our connections are needed. Every helpful deed is so necessary and is so needed. How we make a difference is by responding in the best possible way, and that is through, our actions. Our actions speak louder than words. So let's move forward with action. The last thing is, thank you for listening. Until next time, stay AUTASTIC. to connect. There's my website, my email. Let's connect. Jeremy.king@highfiveaba.com. We can connect. We can communicate. We can talk through there. Listen, you see this cute little guy right here? Listen, this is what I work for. This is what I'm doing this for, because these young people are inspirational. They are showing us that we as a society, we can connect and come together, and we can settle these differences and be every bit of all that we can be for each other. Blessings to all. Have a good night.